Welcome to Fit with Coach Kat. Today's workout is a moderate workout. We do use resistance, so make sure you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell ready. Let's begin. Today's workout, we are going to start by connecting our breath to our pelvic floor. You can do this by standing or sit down on the ground. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to squeeze your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. If you're a visual person, feel free to open your eyes and watch my hand. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. What I mean by squeezing your pelvic floor is pulling up through your sex organs, squeeze your anus, hold for 1 second, and then relax. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. And that was your last breath. So I'm going to get you standing up at the back of your mat if you have one. If you don't stress. We're going to take a big step forward with our left leg, put our right hand on the ground, and then we are going to rotate our body towards our left leg, opening up our spine and reaching towards the stars. You can choose to keep your back leg straight or keep your back knee on the ground. Both options are fine. So you want to try and get your elbow as far down to your foot as possible, and then really rotate around, getting that chest facing the sky. You've got one more rep, and then I'm going to get you to place both hands on the ground, step back to plank position, then step your other leg forward. From here, we're going to go through the same movement, opening your body up towards your bent leg, really trying to get that arm all the way around, reaching up towards the sky. You've got one more rep, then we are going to swap our legs back over, step your left leg back forward, drop your back knee, and we're going to go into a beautiful hip opener stretch, and then we're going to come back, sit on our back foot and stretch our hamstrings. So get that front leg nice and straight, toes up towards the ceiling. Feel free to use your arms when you are doing the forward runner's lunge stretch. And we're just going to rotate through these back and forth. So stretch that hamstring, reach over and try and touch your toes, and then come forward into that beautiful hip opener, opening your heart up to the sky, really stretching through your front. That's your last one, and then we're going to swap sides. So put your hands back on the ground, step back to plank, and then bring your other leg forward. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, and then move through this beautiful hip opener and hamstring mobility series. That was your last rep. I'm going to get you standing up now. We're going to put our feet shoulder distance apart. We're going to get into a wide sumo stance position. Just trying to flatten out the sand here. Get nice and low. Hold on to each of your feet. And then we're going to rotate through our thoracic spine. So you want your hands, your arms to be on the inside of your knees. And raise each arm up to the sky, alternating between your left and your right. From there, we're going to stand up and get into some body weight squats. So your feet are hip distance apart. Send your bum back and down. I'll want you to go past 90 degrees. Try and get your calf and your hamstring to meet behind your body. We want to get nice and low during this exercise. That's your last rep. Transfer all your weight onto your right leg, and then we're going to get into some single leg runners. So put your left leg back, put all your weight through your right leg, and bring that knee up as high as you can. That's your last rep, and then we're going to swap sides. So put all your weight through your left leg and pump your right leg into that single leg runner. That's your last rep. Then we're going to get into some jumping jacks. This is the low impact version of a jumping jack, should you choose to do it for whatever reason. I'm going to be doing the high impact jumping jack, which is this. So let's get jumping if you are going along with me. Still go in time even if you're doing the low impact one. From there we're going back to our bodyweight squats. So bum back and down. Try and stay in time with me. That's your last rep, and now we're going to get into those single leg runners. So plant your right foot and bring that left knee up. Make sure your arms stretch all the way up above your head with every move. That's your last rep. Now swap sides. Plant that left foot and bring that right knee up. You've got 2 more reps, and then we're going to get back into our jumping jacks. So you can do the low impact version or jump along with the high impact version with me. That's your last rep. Now we're going to do one more round, so let's pump through those bodyweight squats. Get nice and deep. That's your last rep, and let's get into those runners. Plant that right foot and pump that left knee up. And now we're going to swap sides. Plant that left foot and pump that right knee. This is your last 2 reps, and now back into those jumping jacks. Let's go, gang. Power them out. And that's your last rep. From here, I'm going to get you to meet me on the ground. So please sit down, and we're going to get into a glute bridge position. So you want to lie down on your back, put your arms down by your side, bend your legs so your feet and heels are close to your bottom. You want to be able to touch your heels with your fingers down by your side. From there, we're going to place our dumbbell on our hips, and we're going to come up and start doing some glute bridges. Make sure all your body weight is pushing through your heels. How funny is that guy just walking in front of the camera? Like, he would have definitely seen it. People are hilarious. This is your last rep. Then we are going to get rid of the dumbbell to your side and get our arms and legs in the air to do some dead bugs. So right leg and left arm goes down at the same time, then left arm and right leg. Make sure your lower back is pushed into the ground and your belly button is pulled in towards your spine. This is your last 2 reps. From here, I'm going to get you to rock up into a seating position. Keep your dumbbell nice and close. Put both feet on the ground nice and flat, and we're going to go into some Russian twists. So with a Russian twist, make sure that you are rotating your whole torso, not just throwing the weight from side to side. So you want to keep your arms glued to your side and really make sure your belly button is following the dumbbell. this is your last 2 reps, and from there we're going to lay back down and go straight back into our glute bridges. So place your dumbbell back on your hips, keep your feet nice and flat, and work through pushing your hips to the sky, making sure all the weight pushes through your heels. This is your last rep. You're going to ditch the dumbbell to the side and we're going to get back into those dead bugs. So legs at a 90-degree angle, right leg and left arm goes down, right arm and left leg. Make sure your lower back is pushing into the ground and you're pulling your belly button in towards your spine. This is your last rep. Now we're going to rock up and get into those Russian twists. So pull that dumbbell in close to you and make sure your whole torso is rotating. This is your last rep. From here, I'm going to get you standing up and we're going to get into some goblet squats. So goblet squat is where you hold the dumbbell in front of your chest while you complete a squat. So put your hands underneath the dumbbell, elbows pointing down and chest up. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart and your bum goes back and down. We are doing goblet squats here. You've got 2 more reps and then we're going to get into some sumo squat. So sumo squat is when your feet are shoulder distance apart, toes are pointing out to 11 and 1, knees are traveling out over your toes and we're still holding the dumbbell in the goblet position. This is your last rep. From here we're going to get into some reverse lunges with a pause at the bottom. We're actually going to rest our knee at the bottom and then push up. This gives the idea that we're actually doing more of a step up rather than a reverse lunge. So you want to start with one leg going back, resting your back knee on the ground and then pushing through your heel and standing all. This is the last rep and then you are going to swap sides. So if you started on your right leg, swap to your left leg. If you started on your left leg, swap to your right leg. This is your last rep and then we're going to get back into our goblet squats. So hold your dumbbell or kettlebell on your chest, keep your feet hip distance apart and we're going to go through our goblet squats here. Bum back and down. Try and make sure that your chest is facing forward at all times and you're not hinging or dropping through your shoulders. This is your last rep and then we are going to get into our sumo squats. So feet shoulder distance apart, knees travel out over your toes, keep your chest up and your bum back and down. This This is your last rep, and then we're going to go into those paused reverse lunges. So, right leg back, pause at the bottom, stand up. This is your last 2 reps, and then we are going to swap sides. So step your left leg back, rest at the bottom, and then stand up. This mimics a step up for those who don't have something to step up onto. Make sure you're keeping your chest upright throughout this exercise. That's your last rep. Now we're going to take a minute to have a rest before we get into our final piece, which is some metabolic conditioning. So pick up your dumbbell, and from here we're going to get into some thrusters. A thruster is a squat with an overhead press. So you want your bum to go back and down, and then press your arms overhead, having nice straight arms at the top. Think elbows to ears. This is your last rep, and then we're going to get into an exercise called around the world. So get your weight, and you're going to rotate it around your head and then alternate directions each time you go. So clockwise and then anti-clockwise. We've got 16 reps of these, so try your best to do what you can. I know it's a massive shoulder burn, but you can do it. This is your last rep, and from here we're going to go into a kettlebell or dumbbell swing. So you can use your dumbbell, just hold the head of the dumbbell, and if it's a kettlebell, then just swing it like a kettlebell swing. So you want to start the exercise by hanging the weight between your knees, swing it back slightly, hinge at your hips, and then thrust your hips forward using your glutes to send the weight up. You don't have to take it all the way above your head. Eye height is perfectly fine. And now back into our thrusters. Get nice and low with your squat, and then push it nice and high above your head. Get your arms as straight as you can. This is your last rep, and then we're going to get back into those around the worlds. This is your last rep, and we're going to get back into those dumbbell or kettlebell swings. So feel free to swing the weight only to eye height. If you don't feel confident to go all the way overhead, use your glutes to power the movement. This is a glute movement, so you hinge at your hips, and the power from your glutes pushes the weight above your head. You've got 2 more reps and then you are done for today. Well done everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this very quick, fun workout. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave me a comment below and let me know how you went, what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm only here to help you guys get as fit as you can, so any feedback is appreciated. Hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time.